He slammed his rear into the seat, knocking it crooked, then ripped it off and threw it away. For the ultimate weight reduction, anything unrelated to speed had no reason to exist. The cost was equally obvious. He would completely lose any chance to rest. Falling 200 meters behind Midusuji, Naruko was willing to risk his life to close the gap. He pounded his thigh muscles furiously. His vision blurred into a haze. His body had long crossed its limit, but he would never hand victory to anyone. The gap slowly shrank, and his body broke down inch by inch. At the critical moment, Imazumi grabbed hold of him. Naruko snapped back to his senses. How could he fall here with his mission unfinished? He reignited every ounce of his being, turning his teammates' determination into pedal strokes, and threw himself forward with everything he had. He brought his teammates back alongside Midusuji once more, but his eyes had already lost focus. His last bit of strength was spent. He had brilliantly fulfilled his mission. Then he silently fell back behind his teammates. No regrets, nothing held back. The rest was up to them now. The true showdown between rivals was only just beginning.
出ろよ好きなだけ褒めてやるそしてお前より先にゴールしてやる
Their bikes collided, sparks flying everywhere. Midusuji's face twisted in disbelief. The rookie he had mocked had completely transformed. This was their final battle to the death. Midusuji caught him off guard and sent Imazumi flying in an instant. In that brief moment of lost speed, the gap widened to over 3 seconds. Ahead was a downhill turn, exactly what he wanted. He would shake him off completely here and seize full control of the race. But Imazumi was no longer the Imazumi of the past. No matter how far ahead Midusuji surged, he would chase him down again and again. The gap gradually shrank. A flicker of panic crossed Midusuji's eyes. But just that wasn't enough to win. The moment an opponent finishes their first sprint, most people need a second to catch their breath. That instant was exactly what Midusuji was waiting for. But he never expected Imazumi to strike from behind first, blowing past him under his stunned gaze. The sky suddenly darkened. Heavy rain poured down. Cycling in the rain, one wrong move, and both rider and bike would be destroyed. Ahead was a sharp turn. Neither had any intention of slowing down. Using their feet as pivots, they slid through the curve. But the surprises in the rain were far beyond imagination. A banner was swept onto the road by the strong wind, landing right in their path. Both of them leaped over it, rider and bike together. One wave barely passed before the next arrived. The uphill section was flooded with puddles, pooling in the most dangerous spots. Midusuji grinned instead of getting angry. In these conditions, there was no way to judge the water depth. Once you rode into a deep spot, the water resistance would stop your wheels dead. This was no longer just a test of skill, it was a double gamble of courage and luck. Imazumi wanted to charge straight through, but Midusuji had already found his way out. The drain cover at the edge had the shallowest water and the most stable traction. That was his only lifeline. Imazumi realized it and swerved sharply, but half his bike was already stuck in the water. The next second, he leaped off his bike and landed directly on the drain cover, overtaking Midusuji in one explosive burst. Midusuji refused to back down. He chased desperately with everything he had, but at that moment, a tearing pain shot through his thigh.